Let's say you started trading 2 to 3 years ago and you thought that by now you'd be consistent and profitable and making money from trading right now, but you've come to the realization that that is not the case. Well, firstly, let me tell you that you're not alone. In fact, it took me 5 years to find true consistency and actually start making consistent profits from my own trading, and most people, quite frankly, never make it. However, the good news is I'm about to share with you 3 things that are going to help give you breakthroughs in your own trading. Now, the first one is about expectations. Most people come into Forex expecting to make money fast, and that's not your fault. It's more about who got you into trading or what did you see. Most people see an ad claiming that they can make you money in the first few months, selling you the dream that you can quit your 9 to 5 and buy a Lamborghini in less than a year. And we know that's not the case. You may have made some profits and money early on in your trading journey, but quickly give that profits back to the market. But to be able to consistently withdraw money from the markets over time, you need to have the expectation that it's going to take you a number of years, maybe even a few years longer than now, in order to get to that stage. And there are certain key levels that you need to have in place to build a foundational structure that you can build off of. Any traders out there that feel that they could make large amounts of money with small amounts of capital, when really your earning potential is capped based on the capital that you've got. Let's say, for example, you are making 1% a week every week for the next year, but you're trading with a $500 account. At best, you're going to be making $20 a month for the next year. Is that going to change your lifestyle? No. But if you were to be making 1% a week every week for the next year on a £100,000 account, now you're making around £4,000 per month, and that can really easily supplement your lifestyle. So it's not so much about making large returns, but it's about making consistent returns on a larger amount of capital. And that's where things like prop firms come into play, not having to save up £100,000 capital or borrowing it from friends and family, which will come with additional emotional pressures, but investing $500, $600 into a prop firm account to get a 6-figure funded account, and then consistently making small gains, which will add up over time. The next expectation is underestimating the emotional challenges you'll be faced with when it comes to trading. And even you may be 4 or 5 years in and are still finding yourself in emotional turmoil, and that's fine, that happens. I get FOMO sometimes, and I'm almost 9 years into my journey. We're only human and we still make mistakes, and that can eat away at us, but it's all depend on how we react to things rather than what happens to us. And we'll come back to this point later on in the video. Another expectation is going to be part of your trading journey in terms of technical edge. You're going to go from one course to another course, likely one mentor to another mentor, especially now. There's so much technical strategy on YouTube now that you don't know where to begin, you don't know where to go to next. Today you might be on an ICT video, tomorrow you might be on a smart money concept video, and then next week watching supply and demand. And you're trying to create a hybrid of all 3 of them, and it's just not going to work. You need to really understand that it's going to take some time to understand that one technical edge, that one technical strategy that you've chosen to learn, rather than hopping one day, 1 week, or 1 month from one to another, thinking that there's the holy grail or one piece of the puzzle that's going to be missing, learning from another educator. You need to find yourself one educator that has some proof of concept, and then dedicate your time to them. It doesn't have to be me, it can be someone else, but just dedicate your time to them and know that it's going to take way more than just a few months to nail that strategy down. Even if it's a very mechanical, simplified strategy like the power of 2, it's still going to take you some time, because in theory, learning from videos, asking a few questions and then back testing it, applying that into a live market is going to come with different challenges, different emotions. It's going to take a lot longer. In a real live market situation, you're having to wait for price to actually develop. So you're sitting on your hands for maybe a few days without taking any positions, and that's a completely different emotion to backtesting and hitting bar replay and going through a week in less than 30 minutes. So again, it's going to take you a larger amount of time than you perhaps think to learn an edge, but know that that time's going to pass anyway, and you're going to be much better off sticking with one strategy for 6 months than hopping every 30 days across 3 to 6 different strategies. Another expectation is one that a lot of you will find yourself if you're early on in your stages, like going through a free challenge or trading a demo account, and you might find yourself profitable on a demo account or a free challenge, and then as soon as you switch to a live account, or a paid for prop firm challenge, you end up crumbling and then feel like, oh, the strategy's not working anymore, or I'm doing something wrong, when really it could be more about fear and hesitation. The fear of losing because you've invested some capital into that account, or it's real money, real funds. Whereas in a demo or a free challenge, it's almost like there's no real care. You could get a free reset, it's not cost you anything, there's no money on the line. You can be as quick or as slow as you want, and it doesn't matter if you take 3 losing trades before 2 winning trades, whereas you would behave very differently from an emotional standpoint if that was real money that you had put into an account, or if it was a funding challenge that you paid for. And you've got to understand that dealing with these emotions are going to take time, and it's not going to take days or weeks. It may be 6 to 12 months and beyond before you can really nail down that psychology. And the only way of nailing down and improving on trading psychology is through experience and actually doing what you need to do on a daily basis. You can read a book, that's great, but as soon as you put that book down and open the charts on a Monday morning when London opens, I kid you not, you will have those same emotions regardless of what you've learned from the book. So again, it's the expectation of how long is it going to take to learn the strategy, expectation of how much money can you make based on what capital are you utilizing, an expectation of how you're going to perform technically and emotionally with a demo account versus a real funds account. And that leads into my second topic of the video, which is patience. Firstly, you just need to understand that great things take time, right? How long did it take them to build the pyramids? No one really knows, but it wasn't a week or an overnight thing, right? It took time, but it stood the test of time. How long have they stood there for? If you build a building on weak foundations, it will not last very long, right? If you really look at the foundations and plan it, prepare, put a lot of love and attention and care into that, a lot of detail into the foundations, everything you build onto that is going to be more sustainable, and it's going to be healthier, stronger, it's going to be much more efficient, and it's going to last the test of time. Now, when it comes to going from complete beginner to profitable, consistent trader, typically I'd say around the 3-year mark. It does vary from person to person. I mentioned earlier on in the video it took me over 5 years, but some people might not have any children, might be living at home with their parents, everything's paid for, there's no emotional pressure to go and pay the bills, there's no other people to rely on, you might not have a business, you might work full or part-time, almost like a 9-to-5, carefree. You might work in an office where you've got access to the charts versus someone that's on the road or on a building site that doesn't have access to the charts. That's going to take them a hell of a lot longer. Someone that has more distractions in their day-to-day life, it's going to be much harder for you to find consistency in your trading because you've got more distractions physically and mentally, and you've got less time at the chart. So you might take 1 or 2 losing trades when you're available, and when the winning trade comes around the next day, you end up in a business meeting or you're on the road and you miss it. That's going to prolong finding positive results in your trading because you're missing some winners, but also it's going to be more detrimental to your trading psychology, and that's where you need to be really, really careful. And again, it's not just about technical edge and giving that time, but it's about giving your trading psychology and your emotional stability enough time, which links to self-development and control, which is my third point. Now, my third point is investing in yourself. And when I say invest in yourself, I don't just mean buy a course, you need to spend money to make money. I mean, take a good, long, hard look at yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. What's your general day-to-day outlook on life? Are you more positive than you are negative? What's your circle of friends and family like? Are they more positive than negative? Because that's going to affect you. Like the saying goes, you become one of the 5 people you spend your most time with. What's your self-confidence like? Because if you don't have much confidence in yourself, how are you going to have confidence in your ability to trade? And also, how you think and talk about other people is going to have a reflection on how you think about yourself. Let's say, for example, you're scrolling Instagram and you see a trader that seems to be doing well, they're posting payouts, they're posting that they're buying a new apartment or they've ordered a new car. How are you looking at that trader? Are you skeptical and coming up with all sorts of ideas of how they've managed to fund that and being negative about the situation that they are in? Or are you taking inspiration from them and actually messaging them, maybe commenting on their posts saying, congratulations, well done, I'll be there at one point, I'll see you at the top. You see, it's a different reaction to the same thing. And that needs to be how you react to things that you see on social media, how you have conversations with your friends and family, people at work. If you find yourself around a negative situation or negative people, you need to limit that time because that's going to rub off on you. And if you're very negative about other people and other things, that's going to eat into your own trading. and you're just never going to make it, to be honest. Another thing is perspective on what your own strengths and weaknesses are. And think to yourself, okay, I'm really good at this, so how can I double down on that? How can I improve on what I'm already good at? And also being very self-reflective of what are my weaknesses? Can I either do less of that because I'm not very good at it? Can I outsource it? Most people, most traders, they don't journal because it's boring, or maybe they're not very tech savvy, they don't know how to use a spreadsheet. Just find what works for you. If you know it's a weakness, work on it. And if you're working on your weaknesses and you improve them by 1% a week, imagine how that's going to look in 6 to 12 months time from now. You're going to be 25-30% way better, way more efficient than you were right now. So the best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is right now. So go work on your weaknesses and double down on your strengths. Again, it's going to be very difficult to do that, almost impossible, if you have a negative outlook on life, because everything that you think about other people and yourself will instantly have a negative reaction, and you'll never be able to move forward. You'll just end up being so stuck. Think of it as just sinking in slow quicksand. And how are you ever going to expect to be able to excel and develop and push forwards with your career, with your trading, with your confidence, your self-development, if you don't work on those things from a positive outlook? And self-development is also key, but it's also about finding a balance between a positive mental outlook, improving your skills by reading and learning from other people, forming healthy habits such as reading books, exercising, and being around the right kind of people, and understanding that trading isn't just about the technical edge. It's also about how you approach your day-to-day. You've heard of the saying, fail to plan or prepare to fail. If you dedicate just 30 minutes to an hour every weekend and plan out your entire week coming, your Monday to Friday, you'll find yourself so much more efficient, so much more positive, your anxiety will reduce, and you'll 100% have a better week. I guarantee it. So next time you open your charts and begin to trade, think of these 3 key topics and the points I've covered today. Have a think about which of these are relatable to you and which one can you work on. Think about it. Anything I've spoken about, what's missing for you? What are you not working on? And double down on that for the next few days. And then let me know in the comments how you get on. And if you've come this far in the video, before you leave, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, please give the video a like. And if you're interested in learning my mechanical trading edge, click on this video either side of me now, and that will take you to my technical video, which is completely free on YouTube, where I teach you exactly how I trade on a daily basis without having to spend any more than an hour or so at the charts. See you on the next one.